leadership. Our history is there and the rest can't change it. Schools don't teach it, seek it is sacred. Honor thy mother and father is the basics. Rise like you're supposed to slip out the matrix. Still dumbstruck thinking this is entertainment. Escape to reality. Most I keep it raw.
So now let's go into that same thing of thought. What okay. But looking at the aspects of that, what made you go into the forms of explaining and breaking down films?
Oh, yeah.
The thought process behind it and relating it to your thoughts and your mind of breaking it down.
Okay. So, when you were young, you learned initially how? Like somebody older than you did what? How did you learn something? How did they teach you? Like when you were young, though.
Most of the
Observation. But if they spoke to you, if it was a situation where they were actually trying to teach you a thing and you were a little kid, how did they go about teaching you something where you really got it? What form would they use to teach you?
That's a difficult one for me.
It's difficult?
Because I say, I'm most of the time, for me, as I said, I'm very alert in it. And I'm curious. So every time I used to watch, even though my dad would do ABCD, I didn't take notice to it.
So did any adults read you any stories when you were younger? There we go. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
So grandma used to read you stories?
In the form of medicines. So if she would say, oh, you've got a cut, so go and get, she'll pull me aside and then put the cream on my hand. And every time I noticed that it was that cream, I would ask questions. Then I started to begin to talk because I'd been seeing and observing what she's been doing for a long period of time.
Right.
And then she'll give me the stories.
There we go. Now, if she just told you what she was doing, that's cool. But them stories, though, you still remember them, don't you?
Always.
Something about them stories, man. So, we've always learned that way. Like I said, woman is the first teacher. How? They teach us how to eat. How do they teach us how to eat? They put us on that breast when we come out. We've never eaten the day before that. We was inside the womb. We didn't have no teeth. There was nothing to eat. But when we came out here, we need to eat. And the first thing we get is her breast. After she gives us a breast and she starts rocking us, she starts telling us stories. And from that point on, mama, grandma, grandpa, uncle, your friends, everybody, television, books you read, everybody starts telling you stories.
Of course.
All right? So when we go back to villages, when we go back to antiquity and we go back to natural surroundings, we find communities where there would be a campfire, right? People would sit around the fire and stories would be told. And based on you remembering these from the elders, from the Jolly Kunda, from the griot, and based on you remembering these stories, as a child, you're not going to understand the quantum mechanics inherited in that story then. But because you remembered the story, when you get old enough and you learn enough, now you can apply that story in real life. And you'll never forget it because it came in story form. So that graduated into, in the village, we would now take the elder stories and we would act it out. So we would make masks of antelope and giraffes. We would get raffia and we would dress up as the giraffe, as the rhino, as the frog, and do plays. Okay? We're here in London now. Shakespeare was here. He carried that on. You see what I'm saying? With his plays. The writing of books. We end up going to school, elementary school, high school, college. When we're in English class, how do we learn English? Because they write it up on the border because they give you books. And most of the books they give you are not reference books. They're novels. They're Charles Dickens. You know what I'm saying? And you're reading these fictitious tales and then they ask you questions. Okay, yeah, I know you read the book, but what do you think he was really doing? Why was he named this? Why did he live on Pickney Lane? What was it about Susan? You know? And based on you deciphering these stories, you learn psychology and then you understand literature. So, where are we at now in the future? Well, books have now turned into film. It is a composite of the story, the book, the play, in visual form. So the only thing you got to do now is just sit down and it unfurls for you. Because everybody, no matter their ideology, their color, their age, they watch films. They watch movies, majority for entertainment. The people that produce films, they know that. So they utilize films to take advantage of the people's consciousness. But I feel that if you're aware when you go in there, they can't take advantage of you. You can actually build yourself up greater because you'll start to recognize your power, your culture inherent in that film, which will then lead you on different paths of research and study that will reinforce who you are and just give you better direction. All right? And I usually seal that by giving people an understanding of what Hollywood Decoded is, which is the company that I deal with to break movies down. And I say Hollywood is the wood of holly tree. Okay? This is where you fashion wands from. Harry Potter's wand was made out of Hollywood. Okay? I went to the British Museum. All right? And the plaques of Nimrod, the eagle-headed deity passing the pineal and Ashur, they are on the gates of Ishtar at the Kodiak Theater in Hollywood. And when you look through it, it's the Hollywood Hills and the Hollywood sign. In order to get a movie greenlit, you got to hire a writer. You can't do a movie without a story.
Of course.
What type of movie is that? So here go the stories again, right? In order for you to write a story, you got to put letters together to make words. What is that called?
You tell me.
Spelling, right?
Spelling,
when
yeah.
you put letters together to make a word, you're spelling.
Okay.
So I got Hollywood and I got wands. I got a big gate of Ishtar, right? With Babylonian deities on it. Then I have somebody spelling. Once it's done being written, the next step is to hire actors. But we don't call it hiring actors. We call it casting. And then the actors are called stars. So it's real magical all of a sudden. You see what I'm saying? So with all this jargon that they use and how they go about doing it, I say, hey, we need to be aware of this stuff because it's our magic. And the same way that they're using this magic, we can use the magic. So that's why I spend that time breaking these movies down because I know it's a way I can communicate to the youth. I start talking mitochondria and reactive oxygen species, they're going to fall asleep.
Yeah, of course.
I tell them stop eating pizza, you know what I mean? But if I could tell them Iron Man is Ogun, if I could tell them the Hulk is Osiris, and they like, who's Osiris? And I'm like, oh yeah, he's the Green Man. He represents fertility and an erect phallus. I said Bruce Banner is a flaccid phallus. He's a man when it's cold outside. You know what I'm saying?
Like Koya.
You know, until you see that girl you like, then he turns into the Hulk. And the only thing he wants to do is chase her down. And if you look at the Avengers, every time this guy turned into the Hulk, he was trying to body Black Widow. He wasn't just trying to grab her, he was trying to body her every single time.
Because I realized that even when I used to watch Asterix.
Okay.
And if you look at it carefully, you see that it's the Moors period.
Oh, of course. We're going to always see our history embedded in all of this because the people that are creating these films, they don't have no culture, no history. So the only thing they could do is usurp the history that is already rich and golden and repurpose it. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to bring that awareness to the people so that they can be entertained on a higher level. Entertained because they're recognizing their power, because they can see their culture, because they can identify the symbolism and see what resonates with them, you know?
So now we'll go to the last part, economics.
Economics, okay.
How do you use your creativity to create?
Oh, okay. How do I use my creativity to create? So when we deal with the body ain't nothing but economics. It's currency. Because SEBI said the body is electric. And in order for anything to be electric, it has to conduct a current. And what do we call money? We call it currency. Okay? We got a term called being in the red, and we got a term called being in the black. Now, when you're in the red, that means that you're in a deficit. When you're in the black, that means you're in surplus. You got some good revenue. This occurs in the body through a process called redox, all right, which is reduction and oxidation. This is a situation where an atom will either gain an electron or lose an electron. It's just like a bank account.
Yeah.
Accounts receivable, accounts payable. Okay? You got a digestive system. Uses more energy than anything else in your body. Okay. If this thing uses more energy than anything else in my body, and the whole purpose of it is to get energy out of a thing, then I need to make sure the thing that I'm putting in has so much energy that it not only breaks even with the energy I'm investing to break it down, but I get something out of it. Because if I don't, then I'm going to be in the red. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So dis-ease is debt. That's why it sounds so much like death. Because to be in debt, that means you're owing. Who are you owing? You're owing yourself. So you have to create a situation where you're creating revenue or a net worth. And you do that by picking the foods that encompass the current, the energy inside. Okay? So what I do is I take this knowledge, this intellectual property, and I also take the actual natural substances and minerals. And I do the same thing plants do. Okay? The reason why things are called manufacturing plants and nuclear power plants is because these structures are able to what? Pull up raw material, refine it in a way that you and I can assimilate and use. Okay? We can find all the gold in the world, but if we can't haul it nowhere, if we can't separate it from the ore, if we can't melt it down and make some bars, then we just found the richest deposit of gold. We can't do nothing about it. So we need to be able to refine those particular minerals. And that's what plants do. That's why it's called a nuclear power plant or a manufacturing plant. So we have to do those same things. We have to be able to pull those. So I take plants, I create compounds, and through these compounds, they can be utilized in order to put people back in equilibrium again, to bring their energy charge back up. Because once your energy level raises back up again and the waste starts to be released, your intelligence takes over, which is your mind, again, that magnetic field. And it's going to do whatever you put your attention on.
Yeah. Hi, people. Can you see me? Anyway, my question, because everybody wants to understand relationships. Now, you are two people that synchronize quite a lot. How did you realize to become one?
Well, astrology got a lot to do with it, all right? And I'm a Scorpio, and she's a Pisces, both water signs. I've dealt with different signs, obviously, throughout my life. But for some reason, based on my which is funny, based on research, right? Like, what does research have to do with relationships? But based on me studying the clock of destiny, something about Pisces just stood out. And I just never came across one until I met Lurie, the Oracle. Now, what really made things special was how we came together. And we came together at a time where she's giggling. She's giggling over here. We came together at a time where I was just kind of stepping into another stage of connecting with the community, because the information that I bring is not controversial, it's not dramatized, it's sustainable information that you can utilize. It's not very popular. However, in Detroit, I was received differently, and I was invited. And in coming to Detroit, in doing this, I had the opportunity of crossing her paths at what type of party was it you were in that day?
It was literally, the title of the party was named Sapiosexual Fridays.
Please tell people what sapiosexual means.
It means you get a romantic or sexual attraction via the mental, someone's observing somebody's mentality.
I mean, just when I found out that that was even like a party, I was like, wait, what? I might be the man here. I might be that guy. You know what I'm saying? It gave me a whole lot more confidence. Yep. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was next door after a panel discussion leading up to an event, a conference the next day. She was actually at the sapiosexual event, dancing and actually a facilitator of it. And she came over into my space. She came into my space. The tractor beams got thrown out, and immediately we had a connection, and the connection wasn't just mental, was on every level, but the mental was definitely the initiator. You know what I'm saying? So how do we continue? We continue because we can strike conversation. At the same time, we can laugh. She brings the youth out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can be like rigid, or I could look rigid. You know what I mean? I could be so granddad. You know, and that's just because of my upbringing. You know, but I definitely needed to loosen up. I definitely needed to embody the youth that I have. People tell me that I look young all the time, you know, but I need to be able to reflect that also. And she has been able to do that to me, in addition to so many other things. Do you want to add?
Let me tell my side of the story and I'll make this quick. No, I'll let him die easy. This guy, you said how did you realize it was good to be together? So you don't realize stuff like this. It just happens. And I know y'all have all experienced that. This was innate in this man to bring himself to me, present himself, make an offering for my love and my acceptance, you know, of him into my life. You know, he was adamant. You know, from the first time he saw me, you know, me and my friends, we clicked up. Girl, he looking at, who is he looking at? You know, I would come, you know, because I'm from the city, you know, we just roll a certain way. We look out for each other. So it's like the fact that my friends peeped him, looking at me, and they checking me like, look, check him. It was noticeable, you know, it was obvious, you know, hindsight bias, of course, but it was obvious, you know, that it was something that he had to do. So it was dope. But once like I actually opened myself up to who he was and everything, it just flowed crazy. Like this dude, he say I bring the youth out of him. He has helped me so much with my health. I can't even start to name things, you know, like this dude really does talk to plants. He's the modern day George Washington Carver. He speaks to them, they speak back. He creates magic off of these herbs. I've experienced it myself, you know. Just brought a lot of healing, man. Women always want to know like what they can do for their womb, and it's like, get you a man that respects you. Get you a bushman that ain't afraid to put his feet in the dirt. You know, I don't want a pretty man. It's no. You know, I want somebody that's going to get his hands dirty, you know, because I'm a woman enough. I don't need that, you know. I am. Like, it's already enough spiders that I won't kill, you know. So it's like, it's certain things that he does that completes that what is it? Yin yang? I'm the yin, you the yang. He completes whatever the yang of the yang is. That's what he is. And it creates a balance. So we work best as a team, you know. But yeah, he did have a tractor beam. I ain't gonna lie. It was creepy.
Yeah, the tractor beam. Only reason why I had the tractor beam is because I'm a man and I know what I want. And I ain't gonna like dance around it when I see it. Like, I'm gonna give y'all a quick little tidbit most people don't know about me. When I graduated from high school, I had the opportunity to be a ghostwriter for Left Eye of TLC. Okay, and because of that meeting, I was able to write on her album three songs credited. It's on there now. You couldn't have told me. You could have brought somebody from the future with a paper with that date on it that said that she was gonna die that day, I wouldn't have believed it. So as a youth, with great power comes great responsibility, I squandered that. You see what I'm saying? Not saying I didn't like benefit from it, but I definitely didn't go for the goal like I did. Right after she passed, my younger brother passed. That is actually has my name except for a D. So I'm Kamani, he was Damani. He ended up transitioning right after that. So I'm dealing with these deaths. So with him, it was a situation where he ran off when he was younger. He was living, we had different mothers. He was living with his mom. His mom died, you know, and I didn't go looking for him or chasing him. Right when we linked back up and was going to hook up, he ended up getting murdered. So something developed in my mind where it was like, when I want something, when I see something, like it's going to be almost obsessive that I get it, you know. And she just happened to be the lucky person that I got to test that energy out on, because when I saw her, I was like, yeah, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's going down. You know, I got to get her. And I'm glad I did, because I come to find out that she's dealing with chemical engineering. I come to find out that she's an astronomer. I come to find out that she's a mathematician. I come to find out that she sings like an angel. I come to find out that she's a seamstress and she can sew. So she like makes my clothes and makes her clothes. Matter of fact, the clothes she's wearing, she made. This is hers. She made these leggings and this shirt, you know? So like, I didn't know none of these things prior, but I did. You see, because her empathic feel encompassed me, and I was able to feel that thing, you know. So we just do our best to just try and continuously build. We have our challenges, we have our issues, we have our problems. Of course, you're gonna, when you have two individuals occupying the same space, you put two atoms together, they're gonna covalently bond, they're gonna ionically bond, they're gonna repel, something's gonna happen. But in order for there to be a resonant field, some gotta give electrons, some gotta take electrons, and vice versa. And we just create that balance between us, and it works.
This was Black Eyes TV 7, biggest exclusive ever. You'll never see this anywhere else, not even in the United States. Oh, did I say something? Anyway, now we're just wrapping this thing up. We're giving you the information. You know you need to go to the event at the Navarino on the 8th and the 9th, because if you miss out, you lose out.
Oh, you're missing out all the way.
You know, this is a one-off opportunity. Unless you raise up money together, donate to Black Eyes TV, and we can bring Hajj Degree back with his wife. Watch for this space. Anyway, Mr. Degree.
Mr. Degree.
Mr. Afro. What can I say? The degree pill, or what was it?
Yeah, I get the green. I definitely get the green.
The green pill. Yeah, the one and only, the man from the roots. You know, at the end of the day, he's giving you information, and he's asking for you to reach the event. So this is Black Eyes TV 7, and I'm asking you to tell the public how to find everything you've said, from your website to your Instagram, so people can say, hi, what's going on?
There you go.
And to able to buy products, because this is an economical system, and all us black people, we need to start to spend our money amongst our own. Not the Asian man, not the Jew man, but black people.
Right.
So we're going to give you the information. Start buying.
Boom, boom, boom. So, first of all, I would like to thank Brother Terry and the rest of everybody here at Black Eyes TV 7 for having me here so we could do this wonderful, wonderful interview. This platform is necessary. Media is in the hands of the people again. We are able to be facilitators in the word, and to have these particular platforms are necessary so we can have this angle, because the people are out there and they want it. If you're interested in getting further information, based upon what I've been talking tonight. If you go to YouTube, I have a channel, KT the Arch Degree. And if you just type my name in the search engine in YouTube, I have so many videos on other individuals' platforms. You'll be able to see previous Hollywood Decodeds I did and a lot of other presentations that deal with the body, health, so forth and so on. I'm on Instagram under KT the Arch Degree. I'm on Facebook under Kamani Tait, Tait, as well as, what am I forgetting? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, that's everything, right? Oh, website, I always forget the main one, www.ktthearchdegree.com. Real simple, you go there, my products are there, information is there, and I'm supposed to have my events there, but if you don't see further events there, just go to my Instagram page, all the flyers will be there.
I just wanted to ask a quick question. What about your partner in crime? Because we never seem to have mentioned him all the way through this interview.
Oh, yes.
And we've got to just give let's just give him some little intro so that when he sees this, he knows that we haven't forgotten him.
Okay. You talking about red pill, right? Nah, I'm just
I thought it was blue pill.
a blue pill. I mean, blue pill is what you're talking.
Oh, is it?
No, no. We're talking about my brethren, my brother, my man from another mother, Minister Inky. Okay, Minister Inky. That's my man because he's the only cat that I could resonate with on the health tip. He's the only one that gives me the run for the money. He's the only cat I could steal info from. I'm only cat he could steal info from. But then we'll tell everybody we stole it from each other because we're going to give each other the credit, you know? Like, we snatch them notes. Let me get that book. What you researching over there? But anybody who wants any further information, Minister Inky has a YouTube channel as well. You just have to type in Minister Inky. It's going to pop right up. He has endless videos. He also has Inky TV. So there's a limited amount of videos, but if you really want to see a lot of his full lectures that could be anywhere from 4 to 6 hours long, where he's really going detail, you would subscribe to his Inky TV, and then you can watch a lot of his footage there. If you go to his website, which is 40-Day Fruit Fast, which this is something I gotta let the people know about. He didn't create fasting, but he created something called a 40-Day Fruit Fast along with a couple individuals that just kind of blew up all over the world. Like, they got people that participate in this fast where you only consume fruits for 40 days, and I believe he does it three times a year. There might be twice. But his website is named after that, 40dayfruitfast.com. All his products are there. His information is there. His books are there, especially the book that we wrote together called the Melanocyte Manifesto. So if anybody's looking for any works that I've written, the only works that's published currently is the book that I did with Minister Inky. So we are definitely working on the brother coming out here. He'll probably come out here solo initially, and then we'll both come out together, you know, or I might just photobomb him, you know, without him knowing. I'll just show up at the lecture like, give me that.
Give me that mic.
Yeah, it might just go down like that. You know what I'm saying?
Go back to the question about the salt.
Yeah. The salt question. Yeah, I got so much more info on that salt now, too. He don't want to do it. But big shout out to my man, Minister Inky, doing big things in the States. I'm just, you know, laying out the groundwork for you out here. They waiting on you, brother. So come on out and support the brother. All right?
And don't forget the wife's details.
Yes, I'm about to get her to come over to the mic
again,
so you can tell them. You got to tell them your Instagram and everything. Yeah, we're done. We're wrapping it up. Yeah, unless you want them to swing the camera that way.
I'll come and I'll sit on the couch. Sit on the couch. Trap with Oracle on Instagram. I don't really add too many people on Facebook. Get over it.
But Instagram is your main thing.
I mean, Instagram is my main vein, is what it is.
And what services do you want to provide to people, to the youth? You're a what? What do you do with your math?
I tutor children.
Tutor children?
I've tutored adults, but I'm focused on the youth. Yeah, the youth is my gift. So I focus with helping them. If I would ever stop traveling, he got me traveling all over the world now, so I can't keep my clientele. But
So you could teach people all over the world.
right, I would love to teach people all over the world. So definitely. So if you have children who want to get ahead in mathematics, just want to get a fresh look on it, get more interested in it, let me know. Hit me up. Trapwithoracle.com is my website. It's currently under construction, but there are things up there you can look at. Email trapwithoracle@gmail.com. And it's spelled how it sounds. It's spelled correctly. Trap with Oracle. TRAP with. Everybody know how to spell with? And Oracle.
ORACLE.
Thank you. That's it. That's all there is to it.
And lastly, seamstress.
We're not ready for that check. Y'all not ready for that.
We're always ready. Information
At
coming.
least go to her Instagram and see what she makes.
Yeah, y'all can, you can hashtag Trap with Oracle. Everything is Trap with Oracle. And if you do the hashtag, you'll see everything I've made. And that junk go back a couple years where y'all can see, like, it's a lot of progress. But yeah, self-taught seamstress, just building on that as well. So I have a lot more things coming with that, and hopefully I'll be involving the youth as well with that.
So Red and Blue do the fashion where they create their own clothes. She make them bad boys from scratch,
So make sure you like that Instagram. I want to see at least 300 likes.
There you go.
All right. So if you don't see no 300 likes, we're locking off. But anyway, this is Black Ice TV7 with the arch degree. His wife in the building, Richie in the building, Joe in the building, and the big man they call Mr. Nas. And we have a visitor as Asha. So this is Black Ice TV7. Make sure you log, subscribe, and get the information you need. So we're going to give it to the arch degree to lock out, and he's going to say his piece.
Yes. So, last thought of the day, Navarino Mansions, July 8th, July 9th, Saturday 4 to 8, Sunday 2 to 6, over in Hackney, okay? Health is wealth based on
chains and whips, still on a slave ship. Our history is there and the rest can't change it. Schools don't teach it, seek it is sacred. On the die, mother and father is the basics. Rise like you're supposed to slip out the matrix. Still dumbstruck thinking this is entertainment. Escape to reality, most lives are wasted.